What is up, guys? Welcome to Truth and Transparency. What is good? All right, let's check it out. All right. What's up? Welcome, members, moderators, subscribers. Do me a favor, and on your way in, on your way out at some point, go ahead and hit that that thumbs up or thumbs down. You have an opinion, use it. You guys, it's all about you guys. Happy hour every hour. It's a rap song about that. Lots have happened, obviously, in the Bryan Kohberger case. I want to hear from you guys. Don't take offense to it today, but my new thing is I am putting people, when they come up, they're on the clock, and I just hit the end button. So that is, let's go like this. You are on the clock. So, I think I did this right. Paste that. There you go. Pin that. Okay. Been doing some more digging into, it's going to be about what you can prove, what you can't prove, what happened that night. Bryan Kohberger, an investigation that is nowhere leading to an arrest of Bryan Kohberger. How does this happen? Why does it happen? Is Bryan Kohberger the guy? So that's what we're going to talk about. How did they get to Bryan Kohberger? That's been the $1 million question. Wow. Someone noticed Jack S. writing messages to the man near him and avoided to look at him at Grub Truck. Same lady talked in a video about it. No idea. I'm going to kick things off with this. Welcome, new member there, Christina. Woo! Get it started there. The member train. Welcome to the Transparency Home Team. We're going to start with, I'm sure you guys all remember this language, which is right. In Officer Payne's probable cause, 9 to 145. Okay. That's where Bethany sees those two at the Sigma Chi. And check this out. Blakers. Again, just going in order. Blaker says, on the evening of November 12th, Chapin and Creel seen by BF on the University of Idaho campus from approximately 9 p.m. BF, like what? Like that doesn't even make sense. It's not even a sentence. So there's that. So this is going to be the most important piece. You're trying to arrest a man, have a stick, all these good things. But I know I wouldn't be putting in anything that if I knew something else. So Bethany saying that she saw Ethan and Xana at the Mackay house from approximately 9 p.m. Like, I mean, this sentence doesn't even make any sense if I was to just read it to you. So. Oh, did New Orleans lady pass out some of those amazing gifts? Nice job, Nola. Look at you. So not sure if anybody ever paid attention to that, but totally doesn't make sense right there. This is Blaker's. Totally doesn't make any sense. Next thing, again, these are the PCAs. Now, Blaker puts the DoorDash in a different location on his PCA. And it says right here, DM and BF both made statements during interviews that indicated the occupants of the King Road residence were at home by 2 and asleep, or at least in their rooms, by approximately 4 a.m. This is with the exception of Xana, who received a DoorDash order at the residence at approximately 4 a.m. Law enforcement identified the DoorDash delivery driver who reported this information. Then if you actually go to Haynes, where this sentence, like where this paragraph is, okay? The next sentence should be in Payne's is where is this? Right here. The next paragraph, so this is Payne's. This is that paragraph. The next paragraph goes, DM stated she originally went to sleep. That's like the next paragraph. See, that would be me. I get kicked off. 2 minutes. Whereas that's not the next paragraph for Blaker. Blaker is at approximately 4:17 a.m. A security camera located at 1122 King Road, a residence immediately to the northwest of 1122 King Road, picked up distorted audio of what sounded like voices or a whimper, followed by a loud thud. A dog can also be heard barking numerous times starting at 4:17 a.m. The security camera is less than 50 feet from the west wall of Xana's bedroom. Well, after I figure out how they do feet, like, they have a problem counting. They have a problem with their metric system. Don't know why, but they do. But this order and everything that Blaker turns in, it's like, what the fudge is going on? I don't know if some of you guys know this, but Blaker turned in a PCA. Payne turned in a PCA. Payne turned in 2 different PCAs. And why I say that is because they're different. Like, there's stuff that's omitting other things. This order is just completely whack. It's not in the same order, but it's the same paragraphs. They're just clipped and put in a different order. Why? You know what I'm saying? Like, why? So, well, I'm going to show you why I think some things, and I want to hear what your guys' thoughts are. So, in a PCA, for example, like, what's considered like hearsay for a cop? That would be saying what Dylan heard or saw, saying what Bethany heard or saw, right? Saying what any witness said they heard or saw, like, that's hearsay, right? So when you go through this, how much is hearsay in this? How much is hearsay in all of this? I mean, for starters, I'll show you. Okay, here we go. Think about how Dylan would have been describing hearing something. So if you're interviewing me and I'm supposed to talk about, okay, so what'd you hear last night? You'd be talking, okay, well, when? I heard this, I heard that. You'd be saying a lot of different things. So you think the only thing that Dylan stated that she heard was right here? Well, I got up the first time and I didn't see anything. Then I went back and laid down. How long do you think you laid down for? I don't know, just a little bit. Not that long. Okay, then what'd you do? Well, then I heard what I thought was like someone crying. So what'd you do? Well, then I got up again and I went and looked. But I didn't see any. What do you mean you thought you heard someone crying or laughing or like, I don't know. It was just like weird noise. So was there any other, like, was there a TV on? What was going on? Like, could it have been the TV that you heard? What do you mean you heard someone crying? Well, I don't know what it sounds. I don't know. Well, have you ever heard Xana cry before? Like this, what does she sound like when is that what you sound like if you heard her cry before? I mean, well, then I went back and laid down and then I know I heard her crying. So then I got up. And then what did you do? Well, I thought I heard a male voice say something to the effect of, "It's okay, I'm here to help you." What? You think that that's what Dylan said? Let me show you why I don't think that's what Dylan said. Because here is why. Look at this language. Let me get you right this way more. Funderburg said he yelled to the figure, words to the effect, "Hey, was that you?" Referring to the gunshot. Words to the effect. Now, let's go back to this right here. Take a look at this. She said she heard a male voice say something to the effect of. What if I told you that Funderburg never said that? Something to the effect of, "It's okay, I'm here to help you." So again, now if I was a juror and DM and Bethany, they testify and they both have totally two different stories, what do I do if I'm a juror? What would you do if you were a juror? Thanks, no change. What's up, Kara? Yes, we're going to get to that. I bet Dylan doesn't even know what is in the PCA. Do you know that I just experienced this like a couple hours ago? Someone saying, wait, what's in a PCA? Wait, what are they saying? I said, I didn't say that. That's not what I said. This is going to be like legit insane when this, and if this goes to trial. Discount both of their theory, testimony, or eyewitness statement. Okay. So now if Bethany and Dylan have two different accounts, right? If I was a juror, I would be very interested in that, because why? Like, it's their own personal experience of whatever is going on, right? So, but how do I want to say this? Okay. If I gave an eyewitness testimony to say, hey, yes, I heard this. When he walked past me, he didn't have a mask on. He was a black man. I know he was black. He was taller than me. He was bigger, like thicker. He didn't have facial hair. He was a black man? Are you sure he wasn't wearing a black mask? Oh, maybe it was a black mask. No, he was black. No, because his hair, he had black, he was black. He was black because of his hair. That's, yeah. Now, would I ever want to use that person in my PCA to arrest somebody that's white? Fuck no, right? But is that exculpatory evidence for the person I arrested? Well, no, but it's not exculpatory evidence because she didn't really know what she saw. Plus, she was drunk and hammered and high as a kite. Now, let's say that we have Officer Tolson on the stand. Or Officer Payne, or Officer Blaker, or whoever. Do you think it's relevant to talk about past cases where they totally disregard what somebody says and writes something else? Do you think that's relevant? I kind of do, yeah. Okay. So, for example, if you're my partner and we interview somebody and we're like, okay, he totally just gave a description of like a taller guy, skinnier, like 6 feet, dark complected, darker hair. Like, this totally fits the description of the last patient that was walking out of a place. Okay. That's your eyewitness description. How do me and you come to the conclusion that we're going to totally just not even like, hey, we're just totally not going to use that, but we're going to go and tell one of the witnesses, aka, or one of the victims, hey, this is who somebody totally described, and this is how they described them, and that's totally this person. What do you think about that? What? Yeah, so you're gonna have to give us something here, because we have an eyewitness that totally just describes somebody that was at the scene just minutes before the shooting. Okay, so if that's the eyewitness said that they saw, why is there a problem here? Like, how do you and your partner even like decided that you're going to talk about this and say, okay, why aren't you just writing down what the hell the eyewitness said they saw? Period. End of story. Why are you thinking that it can't be that way? And maybe they didn't see that, but you can't just go and say, well, we're not gonna write it down, or we're not gonna take that into consideration. But is that exculpatory evidence? If I know, okay, that somebody told me and described somebody that's totally not the person that we're about to go and arrest, is that considered exculpatory evidence if I don't disclose that? Meaning, if we go one day and talk to Mr. Smith, who gave that, and they're the eyewitness, that I told them who I saw. It was like almost like a black man. He was dark complected. He wasn't black, but he was dark. He was, I don't know, maybe Hispanic. I don't know. He was dark skinned. And I would be like, wait, you told who this? I told the officer this when he came and he talked to me. He came and he talked to me, and I told him I had called 911 because of something else, but then I heard a gunshot while I was calling 911, but I saw this guy. This is what he looked like. And you're sure he looked like this? Yes, he was like almost black, but he wasn't black. Maybe he was mixed, but he looked like he was like maybe Hispanic, or he was dark skinned. He was wearing black. He had a, and if you left that out, do you think that you should get in trouble for that? Is that exculpatory? What if the person says that they are being recorded? What do you mean? He told me he was recording this. I'm just throwing all of this out there, guys. This is just, it says nothing even just do with the Brian Kohlberger case. I'm saying, do you believe that, how would I be able to go and arrest somebody that my eyewitness isn't like, that's not who they said that they saw? All right, so let's look at this, for example. The fall of 2022, that's when they say that Brian Kohlberger applied for an internship with the Pullman Police Department. It was in the fall of 2022. Well, I have emails that show that Brian Kohlberger was talking to the chief of police of WSU's campus in the spring of 2022. That's actually normally when you apply. Do you think it's a big deal that they are saying the fall, if in fact he applied in the spring? Do you think that that's a big, like, this isn't a truthful statement? So purpose of that I'm bringing this all up is that this statement right here, well, let's just go ahead and put that it was the fall that he applied, because we would actually have that on hand, his his application, it kind of stuck out to us. versus saying in the spring. I mean, but if Brian Koberger applied in the spring and they put the fall here, do you think that's a problem? Happy hour, every hour. Yes, definitely a problem in my opinion. Yes. Yes. Because after seeing and realizing that, holy shit, I can prove that these officers that were involved with the Idaho State Police, they went and totally made known falsehoods in a PCA. And they did this in just a case that was just literally 2 years before this case. Like, wow, that's like a big deal. And then they wrongfully accused and arrested a man based off of this probable cause affidavit that they knew was not correct information, but they were able to obtain an arrest of somebody. So then here we have the Brian Koberger case. Same people are involved, and it's like, wow, maybe we need to go back and we need to look at this PCA to see what is it truly all in there that's hearsay. What's in it that's hearsay mixed with what's it called? Circumstantial evidence mixed with, oh wait, where's the physical evidence? What's truly in this PCA that's physical? Where's their physical evidence in this PCA? And the answer is there is no physical evidence in this PCA. Just like there was no physical evidence when they arrested Daniel Moore. Okay. The only physical evidence, and they didn't even use it in the PCA to arrest Brian Koberger, they used it to arrest him, was the sheath. And that's what Ann Taylor is saying is planted. There's nothing on the car. There's no blood. There's no hair. No signs of a cleanup. And then we really truly come to this PCA. So I'm curious if we go through this. What can be proven? Like, when you actually read through it. So they go through the rooms. The crime scene photos are going to show what the room looked like and all that. So check. There's proof of that, right? The crime scene photos. And then, so you're able to go back to whatever they're saying about that, you can line it up with, right? I found out from Payne's interview with Jack Decor on November 13th that he shared a dog with Kaylee, okay? Okay, we can prove that. They have a dog. Right? But where the dog was, who was supposed to have the dog, what type of schedule did they have with the dog, we don't know that. That wasn't asked. Or if it was asked, obviously it probably was. It should have been. It wasn't. It's not in here. Now, my question is right here. As I entered this room, I could see two females in the single bed. Both Maddie and Kaylee were deceased with visible stab wounds. Well, how did you know that it was Kaylee in that bed? She didn't live there anymore. Why couldn't it be a person with blonde hair that was her friend? How did you know that it was Kaylee? How did you make that identification that it was Kaylee? Again, I was later advised, this is Blaker. I was later advised by ISP investigators. They located a tan leather knife sheath, laying on the bed next to Mogan's right side when viewed from the door. Wait a second, you're telling me that ISP was the ones that found this sheath? Oh my God, the same ISP people that I'm about to show you who made up a fake 911 call, who had an eyewitness description that completely was like, wait, what? That they totally disregarded. That's exculpatory of who they arrested. Well, that's what he says he saw, and then he chased him down. So you're only going to take all of but the part of the description, but you're going to take everything else from what the guy says, but you're only going to take what you're not going to take who he described. You're not going to put that into evidence. You're not going to put that in your PCA. Well, no, we can't put that in our PCA because we're arresting a 63-year-old man with white hair. What? Yeah, we can't put that in our PCA. So, but you're going to put everything else the guy said, but you're not going to put in that he said that he basically was dressed in all black, had some weird top on, and that your buddy Tolson, he says, we are basically giving a description of the guy that was playing the ukulele in the doctor's office. That's who the eyewitness saw. It's like to a T. He's Hawaiian. The guy was Hawaiian. That was his patient. He's describing seeing a dark-figured man. But wait, this guy has like dialysis. Like he can't run, but neither can Dr. Moore run. So how are these people running? Who are these people? What's going on? So these are the same dudes that write up an, oh wait, Jennifer didn't call the police. It's okay. We're going to just strategically write this. What? What do you mean strategically write this? Well, we're just not going to say what time the 911 call happened. And we're going to put it in between things. And we're just going to talk about when this Isaac guy called 911. What? Well, yeah. Like, who in their right mind sits down with each other and says that we can do this? And now we get to the Brian Kohlberger case, which is right here. And now you want to tell me that the guys that are conversing like this to make an arrest for a 63-year-old man who's totally not the killer, no ties, no visible. Now, wait, these are the same dudes that said that they found a sheath? Huh, but none of the body cams saw a sheath. Because you know damn well they would put that in there just like the body cam saw the dog, and this is where the dog was. Huh. As I entered the bedroom, the sheath was later processed and had K-bar. Okay. The Idaho State Lab later located a single source of male DNA left on the button snap of the knife sheath. Okay. But remember, guys, we cannot talk about the other DNA that's not been determined on who it belongs to. We can't talk about that in here because that hurts our case with arresting Brian Kohlberger. Okay. So, now, as part of the investigation, numerous interviews were conducted by Moscow Police Department, their officers, ISP, FBI agents. Two of the interviews included Bethany and Dylan. Well, they were inside the King Road residence at the time of the homicides. Okay, so who's saying that now? So after all of the interviews that they took, this is coming straight from Bethany and Dylan. Okay, they were roommates to the victims. Bethany's bedroom was located on the east side of the first floor. Fact. But this is just what they told you. Based on numerous interviews conducted. Yeah, they just talked about it right there. Now he says it again. Okay, so Bethany. So again, this is hearsay. So hearsay up here, hearsay down here. Okay. So hearsay. Then we get to, well, we know that they were at a local bar because we have it on tape. But we don't know if the camera's right. And they're at a Twitch video. Now, Kaylee's sister said she used a plural that they were out that night, and they went to only places that they knew and had been before. But they only talk about the Corner Club in here. And this is the same time stamp as the Corner Club. So that's questionable. And we have the Twitch video to back up, like, obviously they went to the Twitch, the truck. Okay. So then we have the 1:56 a.m. They arrived approximately 1:56 a.m. from downtown. They don't mention how they have that 1:56 a.m. Okay. They don't say, I'm sorry, they do. They're using in the PCA, they're using what the private driver said. A private party reported that he provided a ride. So they're, in order to say that when they got home, they're not saying we saw it on camera. They're going with the private driver. All right. So again, hearsay. This is what the private driver is saying, because that's what they're using in the PCA. So again, hearsay. I'm just trying to show you guys what's hearsay and what's actually in this PCA that's proven with, data. Right here they say that DM and Bethany both made statements during interviews that indicated the occupants of the King Road residence were at home by 2 a.m. and asleep, or at least in their rooms, by approximately 4 a.m. They both made statements during their interviews. Okay. So again, that's, we have to hear from Dylan and Bethany. Okay. The law enforcement identified the DoorDash delivery driver who reported this information about the whole DoorDash. So again, we have to talk to the DoorDash driver. DM stated she originally went to sleep in her bedroom on the southeast side of the second floor. Hearsay. DM stated she was awoken at approximately 4 a.m. by what she stated sounded like Gonçalves playing with her dog in one of the upstairs bedrooms, which were located on the third floor. Hearsay. A short time later, DM stated she heard hearsay, who she thought was Gonçalves saying something to the effect of, again, hearsay, there's someone here. A review of records obtained from a forensic download of Cornell's phone showed this could also have been her, as her cellular phone indicated she was likely awake and using the TikTok app at approximately 4:12. But that's not what, okay, but that's not what your eyewitness said. But you're just putting that in there. Got it. Okay. More hearsay. Or just more assumptions, or this is just wow. DM stated, hearsay, she looked out of her bedroom, but she did not see anything when she heard the comment about someone being in the house. What time was that? DM stated she opened the door. What time? Hearsay. A second time, she heard hearsay, what she thought was crying. We need DM, right? But I saw that they slept downstairs. When did so they never slept downstairs? Okay. At approximately 4:17 a.m., a security camera. So here we have a security camera. 1112 King Road. A residence immediately to the northwest of 1122 King Road picked up a distorted audio. Okay, now, you guys have been watching all of these audios. Later Lane, allegedly 112, blah, 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 blah. And you have everybody saying, this could mean this, I heard this is what I heard, this is what I saw, this is the car that I think I saw. No, that's this. What in the world? So, again, anybody that's listening to 1122 King Road, it picked up distorted audio of what sounded like voices or whimper. To who? Who did it sound like that to? To this officer? Like Payne? Because this was a group thing. Who? A dog can also be heard barking numerous times starting at 4:17 a.m. The security camera is less than 50 feet from the west wall. Now, did Dylan or Bethany hear a dog bark in their statements? Did they ever talk about a dog barking? Just curious. And then here, the combination of DM statements to law enforcement, reviews of forensic downloads of records. So they're totally throwing out Bethany. Okay. And that's why they believe that the homicides occur between 4 and 4:25. So basically, whatever Bethany has to say, it does not put the homicides between 4 and 4:25. Okay? Okay. During the processing of the crime scene, investigators found a latent shoe print. Was it the right shoe print? Was it the left shoe print? We don't know. I mean, when was this later found? Again, this was located during the second processing of the crime scene. Okay. It was a diamond shape, similar to pattern. What size shoe is it? What size is it? I mean, again, this is supposed to arrest Brian Koberger. So why are you putting that in there? If it's not the size of his foot, is that the size? Like, why wouldn't you just say, if we measured it, it's the size of this, it's the right, it's a right, what is this? Is it a partial, what is it? Again, this footprint is consistent with DM's statements. Her statements of what? Somebody walking towards her. Well, I want to see how close that shoe print is to where she would have been actually standing. They would have been like making out, like where that footprint is. Like, where is it? Okay, now they do a video canvas, and this is where they obtain. Again, this is Blaker. They do their video canvas to obtain any footage from the early morning hours of November 13th in the area of the King Road residence and surrounding neighborhoods in an effort to locate the suspect or suspect's vehicle traveling in or leaving from the King Road residence. This video canvas resulted in the collection of numerous surveillance videos. I have reviewed numerous videos that were collected and have conversations with the other MPD officers, everybody, ISP, detectives. And I have and FBI agents that are reviewing footage that was obtained. Now take a look at this. A review of camera footage indicated that a white sedan, hereafter suspect vehicle 1, was observed traveling westbound in the 700 block of Indian Hills Drive. Okay, at 3:26, awesome. Where was this vehicle before 3:26? A car doesn't just start on a road in the middle of freaking nowhere. Like, what? So that's the first time that you see this vehicle is at 3:26 a.m. on, what was the name of the street? Indian Hills Drive? Oh, is that right by the house? No. But where did this car come from? Are you tracing it all the way back to Brian's? No. Okay, we'll go with it. We see a white car. Here we go. It looks similar to suspect vehicle. Wait, but it doesn't start at Brian's house. So maybe does the person live on Indian Hills? Are they an Indian Hills resident? Because if it just starts, you know, in the middle of the street and you can't find it anywhere, so did it just pull out of a driveway maybe, and that's what caught it? You know. Remember, Brian lives over in Pullman, but here we are. But you guys have cameras all over. You guys, this is the first time you're able to see this vehicle. Like, aren't you able to like get any type of camera on this vehicle while it's coming into town? No, he avoided everything. Oh, but then went to the house and just kept circling, getting on every camera possible. Oh, got you. Okay, here we go. So, but at least we hear this is facts. We have a video of a vehicle at 326. Here it is, and it looks just like Brian's. Perfect. And 3:26 a.m. westbound, so then it goes to Steiner, then it crosses over 3:28 on this video. It appeared suspect vehicle 1 was not displaying a front license plate. Wait a second. Hold on. That brings me back to, you know, that doctor. Let me see. I think there was something to do with videos in that. Let's see. Oh, yeah, here. Detectives had photographed and video recorded Dr. Moore getting into and driving this vehicle parked at his practice within the past month. On the day of the homicide, Thursday, March 12th, Dr. Moore told me he was at his closed business at 1 p.m. that day. And he told me that he was going over to the coroner's. In his interview, the coroner, and I interviewed him, he told me that he came over that evening alone. After analyzing footage from 8 of those businesses, we observed Dr. Moore's truck driving from the direction of his residence to Mick's residence. We later observed the truck leaving Mick's house just prior to the shooting. The truck is then seen circling the area where the shooting occurs 2 times, including driving down the area between the 2 buildings directly outside the window where the shooting occurs, and then stopping for several seconds. Dr. Moore's truck then drives north on Main Street from Dr. Drake's office and parks at Dr. Moore's office. After parking, the taillights flash in a manner consistent with Dr. Moore locking his truck with a keyless remote. A human figure is then seen walking from the direction of Dr. Moore's office towards Dr. Drake's office, 1.5 minutes before the shooting occurs. As previously established, the shooting occurred at 7:26 p.m. As previously established? Who established that? There's no 911 call. The lights on the back of Dr. Moore's truck again flash in a manner consistent with Dr. Moore unlocking his truck using his keyless entry. His truck then is seen driving back towards Mick's house, 300 feet away. 300 feet? Do you guys know how close 300 feet is? That wasn't 300 feet. Mick doesn't live 300 feet from Dr. Drake's office. He lives like, I don't know, 6 to 8 football fields away. How far? Like, that's pretty far. Hold on, I gotta pay my my lawn boy, my pool boy. Okay. I'm just driving along in my automobile. Eyewitness Funderburg's vehicle can be seen driving north on Hillside Alley before doing a U-turn on Harrison Street, next to Dr. Moore's office. After 5 minutes, Dr. Moore's truck is then seen leaving. Oh, none of this happened. None of that happened. Not a fucking thing of that happened. Can you believe that? Can you literally believe that? They're not gonna, no one's gonna let that in. This is about an officer that I guess would be testifying to, hey, do you remember writing this? Have you ever wrote this before? Do you remember writing a PCA 2020? Talking about how do you guys, this is what you guys do. You guys did what? You took different cameras, right? And you tried to align them to say that this vehicle is, oh, yep, look at it here. Now this is it over here on this camera. But you guys were so wrong, weren't you? And who established that the shooting was at 7:26 again? Who established that? Because the shooting wasn't at 7:26, but who established that? But when I was reading that, I'm like, wait a second. He thinks that he shot a guy through a window and then was just circling. Wait, that sounds just like the Brian Kohlberger case. Holy shit. Brian Kohlberger is just circling the house right before he goes in to murder somebody or 4 people, does it in record time. Then you go over here to this Dr. Moore case, and I'm like, holy shit. They're saying they used all these different cameras to do exactly what they did in this case, Brian Kohlberger's case, to say, holy crap, yeah, this is all the same vehicle, just because what? You guys are watching Linda Lane. Anybody that said that, yeah, that's exactly what that car is. You're full of shit if that's what you think. It's yeah, that's 100%. That's what that car is. No, show me some footage. Linda Lane. You can't tell what cars are which. You can definitely see headlights and stuff like that. I give you that, but you do not know what cars they are. And nobody in their right mind without, yeah, I mean, it looks like that, but there's no way I would ever say that that's what it is. I mean, we can't even tell what the cars are based on the cars that come like right up in front of Linda Lane. Anyways, but you guys, Dr. Moore drove a truck, and there was a truck that was parked outside of Dr. Drake's drive-through area. So wait, only one person drives a truck? Wow. Like just wild, just absolutely wild. But I was thinking to myself, I'm like, wow, this is eerily similar though. And how you could totally confuse a jury is making it seem like you did all these great policing. Yep, we took this video from over here. Then we took this one. Well, you better have timestamps of everything that you did. And after I was able to see what truly happened in Dr. Moore's case, then I actually went back to, let's go back to the PCA again. Let's take a look here. And let's see how jacked up this truly is. With like, they were able to arrest Dr. Moore because he had a gas leak. And he passed out, and they said that was his attempted suicide because he felt so bad that he murdered Dr. Drake. That's literally how they got on to Dr. Moore, because there was a gas leak. A gas leak. That he did it on purpose, and that was how he was planning on killing himself, because he couldn't stand the guilt. The guilt of killing Dr. Drake. So I don't know who's the bigger conspiracy theorists, the police, or some of y'all out there. Oh shit! You know what I'm saying? Like that's some. We'll talk about conspiracy theorists. Who knows? Gina, what are you doing in chat? Who knows? Guys. You guys, this is seriously someone's life. They were arrested. Her life was ruined. All because two ISP guys and two ISP guys and one police chief. Like, nobody could possibly, like, I can only imagine what Ann Taylor is looking at in front of her face and being like, what in the world? Like, how did you? Let me ask you guys a question, hypothetically speaking. If you needed to get adjusted and you needed your back cracked, you go to a chiropractor, right? What if your daughter was a chiropractor? What if your daughter was a chiropractor? You'd be like, hey, I'm coming on over. You're going to adjust me, right? Or wrong? Now, if your daughter was a chiropractor and lived in the same town as you, it'd be so convenient to go and have her just, adjust you. Now, explain to me this. What dad out there would not go see his daughter to get adjusted, but instead go an hour and 15 minutes completely away from your home and set up an appointment with a guy out in Bonners Ferry to get adjusted, to get some chiropractic work done? Who would do that? Would any of you guys do that? Would you drive an hour and 15 minutes to a doctor to crack your back and adjust your back and do whatever? Meanwhile, your daughter, who lives in the same town as you, she's been and runs, the wellness center and a big therapy, what is it? When you get after you break a leg, you go to what? Physical therapy. That's it. Physical therapy. So, Now, why would I ever drive an hour and 15 minutes to go get adjusted by some guy when my daughter can do it for free? Why would I ever do that? Everybody's needs are different, though. Absolutely. Absolutely. But wouldn't you go to a doctor that was I don't know, wait, the doctor that you're going to go see, he practices in the same town as you. So why wouldn't you go see him at, I don't know, the practice that's in the same town as you? Why would you go on days that he is an hour and 15 minutes away from where you live? Again, on top of the fact that your daughter is a chiropractor. I would if it happy endings. They stopped that in Idaho back. You're going to hear from that. I got that for you. Happy endings? No. I like convenience. Plus, when your back hurts, driving makes it feel worse. Right? To F. Absolutely, right? Okay, so check this out. How could, I want your help. I want to understand this. Gary Tolson and Mike Van Leuven or Van Leuven, ISP, They kept on asking Jennifer Drake, the wife of Brian Drake, who is Jacob? Who is this Jacobson? Who is this Paul Jacobson guy that was the person before these other people came in? No, I don't know. I don't. Ask a couple different times. Well, did they ever talk to this Paul Jacobson guy? Because I'm curious if it wouldn't strike an officer, just maybe kind of like, oh, wait, that doesn't seem right. If you had looked up this guy, did you look up the right person? Did you get the files eventually to know that you had the right Paul Jacobson? Because I shit you not, this Paul Jacobson has a daughter that's a chiropractor. They live in Coeur d'Alene. They all live in Coeur d'Alene, and you're going to drive out to Bonners Ferry to get adjusted by some guy when you have your daughter who does it. But even on top of that, he actually practices in Hayden, which is like literally your neighbor, like right there. So why wouldn't you just wait till he was in Hayden, go see him when he's in Hayden? Who would ever want to drive an hour and 15 minutes to go get their back adjusted? And then get this, ready? You're going to die, ready? And then would you believe it if I told you that Paul Jacobson, he is a part-time employee at the Target. It's called Center Stage Targets. It's where you go to, shoot a gun. You know what I'm talking about? Target practice? Let me see here. Yeah, Center Target Sports. That's it. Center Target Sports. That's it. So wait a second. You're telling me the guy that Dr. Drake saw just before he was shot with one bullet in the back through a window, through a closed blind, works at a shooting range? And his daughter is a chiropractor? Can you believe it? Wait, what'd you just say? Brian Drake was shot allegedly through a window that blinds were closed. Blinds closed through a window. One shot piercing his pulmonary artery. No mess, no blood to clean up, all internally bleeding out inside within 3 to 5 minutes. And you're telling me that there's a person named Paul Jacobson that the detectives kept on asking who this was, and they live in Coeur d'Alene, which is where the Drakes live over there in Hayden, Coeur d'Alene area. And he drove an hour and 15 minutes to go see him out there. And his daughter is a chiropractor. Like, she's a what? Wait, what does his daughter do? She's in physical therapy with chiropractic? When did she start posting that stuff? Like, when did Dr. Drake he broke his what? back or spine. I don't know what he broke. Back. He had to have back surgery. Then he broke his leg because he said he fell on ice. Wait a second. Let me see something here. Let's take a look. Let me see something. Ah, yes, that's it. I thought I had that. Okay. Let's take a look here.
During winter that may need chiropractic adjustments. The biggest issues that I see during winter come. Hi, my name is Dr. Melissa Jacobson, and I work at North Idaho Physical Therapy, and I am the chiropractor here. Today, we're just going to talk about little ailments during winter that may need chiropractic adjustments. The biggest issues that I see during winter come from that shoveling, that slip and fall where you might have even caught yourself, or even a motor vehicle accident or a fender bender. Come in, get an assessment, and then we'll be able to get an adjustment and maybe prevent a small issue from becoming bigger. If any of these happen to you, call my office at 208-664.
What's the date of this?
8194. Or if you know anybody who has experienced any of these, like and share this video. Hi, my name is Dr. Melissa Jacobson, and I work at North Idaho Physical Therapy, and I am the chiropractor here. Today, we're just going to talk about little ailments during winter that may need chiropractic adjustments. The biggest issues that I see during winter come from that shoveling, that slip and fall where you might have even caught yourself, or even a motor vehicle accident.
Slip and fall. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. Hold on one second. Let's see. I think there's something else. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Dr. Melissa Jacobson, and I work at North Idaho Physical Therapy. Today, we're going to talk about what you would expect on an initial chiropractic visit. The first thing we would do is have you call the office and make an appointment, and then we would bring you in and give you a packet of paperwork to fill out. After you fill out that paperwork, we're going to bring you back into the office, and I'm going to talk to you about a full history. From there, we would do a physical exam on the areas of concern, and then we would talk about the appropriate chiropractic techniques available for your ailments. From there, and depending on what we find on the physical exam, we would move forward with an adjustment the day of your appointment, and then we would establish a plan of care to get you back on your feet in a timely manner. If you would benefit from chiropractic adjustments, or if you have any questions, please feel free to call my office at 208-664-8194. Or if you have anybody else who could benefit, please like and share this.
Okay. So, woohoo. All right. So here we go. Did Gary Tolson or did any of these guys interview the marksman shooter that saw Dr. Drake right before he was, I don't know, shot in the back? Just curious. What? I mean, for sure they did this, right, guys? You know, they have the name, I'm sure that they interviewed the last patient, the second to last patient, right? That they would kind of be like, who's this guy? Why is he traveling an hour and 15 minutes to go see a chiropractor when he lives over here and Dr. Drake has a practice in Hayden? Like, right? This should have been all cleared up, right? No. And then, wait, his daughter is a chiropractor. Why wouldn't he just go see her? Wait, and he works where? Well, he's a photographer. You know, he does sporting events, weddings, and then he also works part-time at the local range where you work on your shot and you take seminars and you teach people how to shoot. What? A gun? Wait, well, they would have totally talked to this guy, right? Well, just like, I mean, all of you guys that are in chat right now, you would have totally talked to that guy, right? Well, he used to drive a truck back in the day, too. What? Shit. You can't make this shit up. But then it brings me back to the Brian Kohlberger case, which is, wait a second. Everything that we think they did they do? How did Dr. Moore? There was a probable cause written for Dr. Moore, who had an alibi through the coroner, but this guy who's a marksman shooter wasn't interviewed, or was he interviewed? Never found out that his daughter is a chiropractor and she does all this stuff, and she. I thought the whole purpose that Dr. Drake was up in Bonners Ferry was to take care of people that lived in Bonners Ferry or that area. Why would he see patients that are in Coeur d'Alene when he has a practice in Hayden and he's there on Wednesdays and Fridays? Yeah. So you got to ask yourself this. You're like, what does this have anything to do with Brian Kohlberger? Well, wake up, Bueller. These people that were running this investigation. Oh, wait. You know Officer Payne? He has a meat locker in Bonners Ferry. You want to know where it's at? You're going to shit. It's the building next to Dr. Drake's office where he was murdered. That's where he has a meat locker. And guess what? That suffered a gas leak, and like all the meat, like I guess totally like just, I don't even know, blew up or spoiled or something. Can you believe it? You guys, can you not believe this? But the reason this matters is because the same people that are leading this brigade in this Idaho4 case, these are the detectives. This is their investigation. Like, hello, McFly. This is what they're doing. Remember these tactics? Remember like investigative training records that they wanted, and who was making the decisions on why this person would be interviewed and what's going on here? Who's making these decisions? These are the people that are leading this investigation to find out who brutally murdered 4 college students. And what I'm showing you in real time is, holy shit, these same people literally had a case where they did the exact same things to lead them to the wrong person on purpose. No way, Lana. Yes way. And if y'all don't think this is relevant, it's going to be very relevant in the courtroom. Just like Mark Furman's past was relevant in the courtroom in the O.J. Simpson case. Corrupt cops, their past is relevant in a current case. And anybody out there that doesn't think that that's true, you're wrong. And your lawyer is going to know how to do whatever she has to do to get it all in, right? Or all of this shit that they've been doing and what they think is going to be entering the courtroom as evidence, this stuff isn't seeing the light of fucking day. Just like Dr. Moore got his coerced confession thrown out, this shit's gonna, the same thing is gonna be happening in this case. And once his confession was thrown out, they dismissed the charges against him. And then that's when all of this the suing happened, the sue happened. Yoga is the best adjustment you can do. Welcome to Happy Hour. Lana, you are starting to make me feel intimidated. Love it. It's disgusting. And in this case and more, it's blatantly obvious. Yeah. And anytime you want to talk about this and just to point out, like, this is facts. These are facts. These are facts. You know, anytime you want to talk about this stuff, you can't find mainstream media anywhere to be seen. Them's the facts. Nobody has a problem that somebody like Mr. Moore could have been your dad or your grandpa or your friend, your colleague, your coach, I don't know, neighbor. And then you wonder one day, you're like, wait a second, what do you mean you arrested that dude for murder? There's no way that guy's murdered anybody. No, the opposite thing happened. If you ever were sticking up for this man, you were going to be, woo, the devil is coming for you. So Atlanta has helped me not to trust anyone. Good, because they crazy. Mandy Joe, yeah, girl, set your notifications. Also, drop Bella's link in there too. You guys all love her voice. Might as well get those bedtime stories in too. So, what is Payne doing with the meat locker, Lana? That is interesting, Lana. You guys want to hear about the meat locker? What does he do? What does he do with the meat locker? What is he doing with the meat locker in Bonner's Ferry, which is like hella far away from Moscow? Right? Check this out. Going back here to hearsay or non-hearsay, or, is it worth a damn? There you go. Suspect vehicle can be seen entering the area a fourth time. just like Moore's case. There you go. Have to have a locker within certain amount of driving time from where you hunt or your hunt spoils. It's an Idaho thing. Thank you, Laurel. Appreciate that. That's exactly right. Stores drugs and meat. No, that's what Be Kind says. You're all entitled to your opinions. But yes. So basically I'm going to pull up, so you guys can see the proximity of everything that I just think it's wild. All right, here we go. Ready? Let's take you guys on a tour real quick of the street where Dr. Moore was murdered with one shot. Share screen. Boom. Okay. Right here. That's the building here. And then that's your coffee place. That's your drive-through there. And then now, just want to show you guys. So here, again, back there is where you park. and you'd go in the back door to go into right here, or to go into Dr. Drake's practice. Okay. And this is allegedly where there's an apartment up above the eyewitness was at. And so here we go. This is US 95, it's 2A Lake Highway, and over here is where back over here in the State Farm over here, this El Paso Street, if you go down this way, which it doesn't let you go past a certain point, you can't go back behind, but that's over there. That's the back way to get in and out of that, doctor's office, the back way. But this is where the eyewitness said they saw this person allegedly walking to. Okay, over here. And right here, up this way, right here in this unit here on the end, okay, this is where Dr. Moore's practice was. So again, you have, down just right there. Right here, this is the Drake building, okay? That's where that fence is. And then, now this is what they think is 300 feet away. Right here, this is and was Dr. Moore's practice. Little sign there, this little whatever. And then if you actually go down this street over here, why can't we go down there? Anyways, if you go all the way down there at the end, that's so again, here's his right here is his practice, Dr. Moore. So where he said that he wasn't feeling well, he left from being down at the coroner's to come up to try to find medicine at his place, which is right here. And this whole allegedly that he was just circling the building. Okay, this is the gas station right here. This mobile that allegedly had these cameras, and would just see this truck, his truck, allegedly coming from this street here, going to his office, which they make it seem like he is just right across the way from Dr. Drake, which is all the way down here. This is what they think is 300 feet though. And then he was just doing what? Laps around this building. How are you doing laps around the building? Okay, and what camera got that? Okay, because according to what Tolson told Drake, his wife, was that none of these cameras around here were working. And they were all for show, by the way. So, but this is, if you were to read stuff, though, they make it seem like their buildings are on top of each other, but he's just circling around here. No, he never came anywhere near here. Right here. Isn't this just wild as F? This is just wild. I'm going to need an adjustment and I'm going to need a beverage. Oh, so then right here, if you go just right here. Oh gosh, no, go back over here. Get out of there. Right down here is right there. South Hill Lockers, right there. that is where Payne, kept his meat. He had a locker there. South Hill Lockers. Again, literally just right past. Again, there's the mobile. There's more than, down that way. There's Drake down this way. They're all just boom in a line. So let me go back to show you guys where this locker is. Let's see. It's right past the map building right there. There you go. Right there. Slaughter. That one right here is where I try to get down these streets, but let's see what it looks like past the joint. South Hill Lockers. There you go. And now that's where Brett Payne has had a locker. Right here. Bonner's Ferry. Any questions? Meat locker full of skin headless beagles. What? That is not what's in there. Nothing is off the table in Idaho, says Gara. Gina, do you ever get old? Does it ever get old just writing the same thing every 2 seconds? I'm just curious. Does it ever get old? Just the same thing. It has nothing to do with the topic. Just the same thing. Jorm says, all of you are typing what I'm thinking. LOL. Love this place. Come on. Lana, November 15th, 2022, Payne transferred the biz to another Brett Payne, different middle initial. I know. Can you believe that? Who would ever do such a thing? Why? Let's see. What kind of meat does he keep there, Lana? I don't know. I heard he likes to hunt wolves. Are those wolf videos still around? Lana, you are the bomb. I dropped the bomb on you, baby. I just can't believe that I'm showing you guys this, and people are like, she's lying. No, I'm not lying. These are the facts. And the facts are is I pay attention to what Anne puts out there. And she's put out all these motions. And everybody wants to talk about these motions. Well, okay, let's do our homework and let's see why she's putting these. Why does she want to know who's investigating this case? Why does she want these training records? Oh, well, she's just doing everything that she can. No, that's not what she's doing here, guys. Sorry, but she's not. This is very specific. This is very she's on a mission. Who eats wolf meat? I don't know. Have you guys ever ate wolf? I've never ate wolf. I've eaten shark before. Lana, you should do panel of jurors. I know I was thinking about it. I was thinking about paneling, but the only way that I would panel is with the jurors is that I want, you have to be willing to talk about your deliberating, because that's what, and I want people that, hey, I don't see it that way. Well, I want you to explain to me how you don't see it that way. How you could literally be sitting in a courtroom and hearing. I'm curious. I'm truthfully curious as to how I could see, like, holy crap, like this is like eerily similar. Yes, panel. This looks bad for the prosecution for sure. Says sweet and salty. I love it. Salty vibes. I like gator, but not much of a meat eater. I would never. Wolves are my spirit animal. He doesn't hunt female wolves for the meat. He hunts them for the thrill and sport. Oh my God, Miss Potts. Yeah, hunting wolves is illegal. Woo! Doesn't matter in Idaho or Washington. It's illegal. So he had those videos up and that's illegal. What the hell is going on in this town? Yes, present evidence and let panel decide. No eating any meat myself. Fish I do sometimes. Oh, nice. And Miss, she's like, I want a spot. Boy, Lana, you're getting all the dirt on Idaho. Well, it's really not dirt. It's just the truth, you know? But I just can't imagine that people can't actually take a step back and when you actually are asked to look at something. Like, okay, what do they have on Brian Goldberger? And it doesn't help when you have, and this is actually props to Jennifer Coffindaffer. My props to her are this. I wish that she was actually on the case because it's very difficult for Jennifer to possibly fathom that this could ever go on because she would never do this. She has integrity. You know, she respects her position. She respects her job. She would never do this. And so therefore you can't ever fathom the thought of anybody ever doing this if you would never do it in your position with what she did with the FBI. Okay. So it's like, what are you talking about? That's not going on. Like these people aren't just, you know, so Jennifer, I want to show you all this and I want you to tell me that, okay, wow, Lana, you're crazy, or wow, okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. But this is a credit to her. I wish she was on the case because it's that unfathomable for her to think that, you know, listen, they're not just going to go arresting this man and they have all this stuff on him. They're going to have this, they have this, they have this, they have that, blah, 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 blah. Well, she's saying that based on her experience of what she did as an officer, as an agent, you know? So she can't possibly be like, because she's looking at it from her perspective. Hey guys, guess what? You don't know everything that they're doing, but she knows like this is what they're doing behind. Like they would have eliminated this, they would have eliminated this, they would have done this, they would have done this. But guess what? That's you, Jennifer. You would do that. And I wish you were on the case because you would do that. That's why it's unfathomable for her to be like, yeah, well, no, they would have already eliminated this. Trust me, that they have things. And I'm telling you, she's only saying that because of the way that she would work, the way that she did her work. These people, Jennifer, they ain't like you, and I wish they were. Okay? But that's why she's so passionately saying the things that she's saying. The car is going to be a treasure trove. Why do you think that she's saying that? Because she truly believes it. She does. She believed that. You know? And because think about it, whatever you do, if you're a teacher, if you're name an occupation that you do your stuff, you have so much passion, you do it to your best of your ability, you have integrity, you respect your position, and that's what everybody else is supposed to be doing. But they're not. And that's, I think, where Jennifer needs to see the difference is that no one's attacking her or her position or her job. Okay. They're attacking what's being done. And we wanted you to come and kind of say like, yeah, this is what should happen. 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 And you're that voice of reason when things, you know, and you're not helping the situation if you're not being honest, like, okay, yeah, no, wait. And so that's just a testament to her as a person, as far as I'm concerned. And I had to think about it for a while. I'm like, Jennifer's not, she's not this dumb. She's not dumb. I'm like, why is she saying this stuff? And then when it's not happening, why isn't she truly saying, you know, and that's where the denial comes in. But the test, she needs to be given the nod to say, listen, guys, she doesn't think that this is possible because she does not operate this way. This woman doesn't operate this way. She would never be involved with anything like this. So it's unfathomable to think that this is truly going on. You're telling me that you're going to write up a PCA and have the balls to lie in it, knowing damn well that what you're putting in there isn't the truth? Like, who would do that? And she's like, none of these people would do that. And the other thing is that she's like, the FBI wouldn't condone that. The FBI wasn't there in the beginning. The FBI came in and already the damage was done with certain things. My opinion. But no, Jennifer, that's a nod to you. That's, you could never think that people could do that. And so therefore I believe that she's so passionate about it. But I do. I wish that Jennifer Hoffenheffer was on the case. Then she'd have to sign something. So it's just, it's truly sad. It's truly sad. I keep asking myself, why aren't they just letting the evidence take them where it needs, which is just, hey, do exactly what kind of Jen Hoffenheffer thinks is happening. You just investigate and you let it kind of go where it's supposed to go. What would prevent that? What would prevent you from just letting that happen? Especially if it's like right in front of you. Like, who would ever risk their career and their job? You don't just do it for the hell of it. You don't just say, you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and arrest this Moore guy, or I'm going to go ahead and arrest Kohlberger. I'm going to go ahead and plant this sheath. Like, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fudge up this PCA. Jennifer didn't call the cops, but the way I can say it is let's see, how can I say this so it's not, I can get around it if I was questioned. Like, who, why? Like, when you have to think and you have to do it, why? I get it. You can feel sorry for the woman. Her husband was shot and murdered, but guess what? Guess what you're going to do for her? You're going to go get her killer, like the guy that killed her husband or the girl or the people. Maybe it was multiple people. I don't know. But this doesn't make any sense to me, right? Like, why would you do this? Why can't you just arrest whoever did it? They did it, right? Why? And there's only one answer to that. What do you guys think the answer is? Yeah, 100 there. This is just disgusting. It's not even shady police work. It's corrupt police work, in my opinion. Me thinks that Miss Good Christian wife had Mr. Perfect Christian husband taken out for the love of life insurance. And, and I thought about that too, right? But then I said to myself, okay, so then what does that have to do with the police, though, not doing their job? Like, why wouldn't the police, though, like, You know how many times we hear of this type of song and dance? Like, okay, a wife hired somebody to kill her husband. This wouldn't be the first time. So what's the problem with Idaho just doing their job? Explain that to me, you know? Um, yeah, I agree. I agree. Like that's why I mean, you can't believe it. You're like, this isn't really truly happening, is this? This is out. This is out. This is crazy, but this is real. Why? Why? And to me, there's only one answer. Well, it's like a 1/2 answer part, but there's only one thing as to why an officer, like, we interview somebody and this is what they say. This is what I'm writing my report up. I'm with a guy, we're writing our reports up. And he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, what do you mean? I'm typing my report. You can't put this in there. What are you talking about? No, we have to talk. Like, this isn't, you can't do this. Excuse me? Like, I'm writing up a report. We recorded this woman. Here's the report. I'm turning it in. You know? Why would I ever do it any other way than that? Well, what I've learned over the past couple years is when you get a knock on the door from a higher up, or there's just flat out corruption. And, you know, people taking it on themselves to think that, okay, like, but I just think that you'd have to go in bed with the wife then. If you truly think that, okay, well, yeah, here, we basically solved the whole thing. We have all this stuff. We can prove that, you know, she did this or she did that or whatever. Well, instead of bringing her in, let's just go for the life insurance money. And let's say, hey, we're going to split this life insurance money with you. So we're going to keep your secret here, but we're going to go ahead and cash in on, and you're going to pay us half, you know, half that money. Okay. So then just don't solve the homicide. Why would you ever think to go and pin it on somebody that didn't do it? Just leave it as an unsolved homicide. You know, then but these detectives, they believe that they have the right person. Dr. Moore killed Dr. Drake. They have their guy. And the only reason they don't have their guy is because, oh, a Miranda technicality bullshit, blah, blah, blah. No. If this was to go to trial, you get your asses handed to you guys. Like, very, very badly. But if this is the normal way that things happen, then you look at the Brian Culver case and now you're just like, holy shit, what in this PCA is actually truthful? You know, remember back when we were all wondering, what did Bethany say and what did Dylan say? Were those really Dylan's words? Is Dylan looking at this PCA? Is Bethany? And they're over here like, what the hell? We didn't say that. Because that's what people in this case, in the chiropractor case, is looking at like, what the fuck? I didn't say that. That's not what happened. These officers walked into a room and told a 63-year-old man, like 6-7 months later in August, and this murder happened in March, we know you killed him. Confess to this here and now, and instead of giving you first degree, we'll make it second degree. What? That's how they went in and talked to this man when they started interviewing him in August. We know that you did this. We want to know why. We know that he stole your patience. What? do you mean he stole? I stole his pay. You're mad. You think I killed him because I'm mad at him because he stole 30 some of my patients? What patients? Where are these patients? He doesn't even have any fucking files. Where are these files? What are you talking about? The wife, the widow is telling you, we don't have any computers. So how are these cops seriously going in and telling this man that he confessed though? Yeah. You want to know how he confessed? He confessed though. What do you think? You think he walked into that place and was like, hey guys, I'm here to confess to the Drake murder? No, that's not how that happened. That's not how that happened at all. I'm gonna show you guys the whole interview. That's not what happened at all. So if they were able to get a 63-year-old man to say, after asking for a lawyer 5 or 6 times, just to say, okay, yep, sure, I'll tell you what you want to hear. Yep, sure. If you were to kill him, how would you do it? Well, I would take my opposite hand and I would have the gun and I would have it all the way down by my knees or my ankles, and then I would shoot. Just off the wall shit. I would take my opposite hand and I would put, like, because he has to describe the crime scene, right? Because he killed the man, so he should know how he killed him, right? So he's saying things like, yep, I would use my opposite hand and I would take my hand, I would go all the way, and I'd be down by my, and I would shoot him from my knee. What? Well, that doesn't match anything. Exactly. That's the whole point of it. And that's, you guys, the Supreme Court looked at this and they were so pissed at these officers. Have you guys seen these officers they're being sued? Tolson, Van Leuven, Leslie, the female, Layhammer, whatever her name is, the assistant police chief, Marty Ryan, who's, I don't know, brother-in-law, or no, I'm sorry, his wife. They work at and own the coffee shop right next door. I mean, wild shit. But these people are being sued for what they did in interrogating this man, and their tactics and what they were doing and how they were just saying off the wall shit to him. You know, listen, you're one of the best men I know, so that's why, we're gonna, tell us this and tell us that it happened like this, and we're gonna give you 2nd-degree murder. We're not gonna go 1st degree. And I'm gonna make sure that you have this and you have that and what? Murder? They lured him down there. Hey, we know that the gun that your wife has, it isn't the caliber. We know that it's not the gun that committed this crime, but we need you to come down here. So this is what they say to him. Hey, can you bring this down here? Can you bring your wife's gun down? Knowing damn well, because they got the one officer on the stand to admit it, to say, we already knew that wasn't the gun because it wasn't the caliber. We were looking for like a 38. What? Well, yeah, so that's how we got him down to the station. And then, so we had him at the station, and then we served a search warrant upon his house when he wasn't there, but his wife was there. And so we got to harass her a little. What? Yeah, and then we're questioning him for hours. And he's just asking for a lawyer left and right, and we're just totally like, well, we think that she asked for a lawyer, but did you? Are you sure you really asked for a lawyer? $1 million life insurance policy. Yeah. And that got, that was called on and paid out, I think by the end of March, beginning of April. $1 million. He had an alibi. He was with the coroner. He was with the coroner that got called to the crime scene. And then they told the coroner that they're going to charge him as a co-conspirator. Like, what? And that's when I was like, okay, they were after this coroner. Like they were going after him, and they did it through this, and but it's like, if you can't win with an alibi that you're with the coroner, who's also the fire, he's a volunteer firefighter. He's all these things in the community. What the hell? They heard on the scanner. It came in over the scanner. He passed the polygraph talking about it. He's did everything. Their stories have never changed because it's not a story. It's just, this is the truth of the matter. And here you have this, like, if you can't, I don't know, if you can't have a coroner that's the town coroner be your alibi, and it be like, yeah, they were at my house, and then the scan came in, and I was like, oh shit, I gotta go. I got a page, and I had to go. Are you sure that he was still there when that came over? Yeah. A GoFundMe for $50,000. Yep, that happened too. That's true. So how about this then? Let me show you this. And so I'm looking at every aspect because I'm like, dude, do you think this could have happened in the Brian Colker case? Because it's the same fucking people, And it's like, well, let's see. Oh God, I have so many emails. Thank you. May 28th, 2021. Dear ISP, you are being sued by Daniel Moore. He has filed with the Secretary of State, and it's all been forwarded to this office. This letter is to verify receipt of your claim and to let you guys all know that it's all been in the works. So now these counties are being sued. The ISP officers, Gary Tolson, that's one of the training records. I mean, Gary Tolson taught the post classes, like when you go to get your, to become a cop, a police officer. 2007 is when he started, teaching. Let's see. There's that one piece. Oh boy. Oh yeah, here we go. Okay. Can you imagine there being a gas leak and somebody thinks that it wasn't a gas leak and that you purposely did that to try to kill yourself because you were distraught over killing another person just 3 days before? I would want Lana on my team in any case. Thanks there. Yeah. So let's see. Present. Like, can you believe that? Like, but here, all the people that worked in your office were complaining of headaches the week before. Okay. And because there was a gas leak. Like they called there's a record of calling like the fire department and doing all of this stuff and having the insurance guy come out and having, oh my God, you know what? I think he did that on purpose. I think he tried to kill himself. Well, so he did it before? The leak started before the homicide. Like, what is wrong with you people? But they just spun it. They spun that. Crazy. Thank you, Miss Potts. Is there a birthday in here? Where would they be getting money from in the Idaho4 case? I don't know. PC went from someone is here to someone's in the home. How does that happen? It doesn't happen. Actually, speaking of which, it's just crazy. It's wild. Law enforcement provided the footage of suspect vehicle 1 to forensic examiners with the Federal Bureau of Investigation that regularly utilized surveillance footage to identify the year, make, and model of an unknown vehicle. Okay, remember all this? Remember? Okay, so then think about now the motion. And Jay's like, wait, we finally got this report, and it's way dated, like months later after, you arrest the guy. So like this was not, the report wasn't even available for any of this. And here it is that the video that they were looking at was basically from Ridge Road, aka Walenta. And the car, the suspect vehicle that you're talking about is at the wrong time and it's going the wrong way. But that's where they were doing the majority of their analyzing. That's what this is. After reviewing numerous observations of suspect vehicle 1, again, from Ridge going the wrong way, the forensic examiner initially believed that suspect vehicle 1 was a 2011-2013 Hyundai Elantra. Upon further review, they indicated it could also be a 2011 to now 2016, which again, I've showed you now that is impossible. That it would never be in that wide because it's just the bodies are completely different and it's obvious. And then investigators were given access to video footage on Washington State University's campus. And you would think that, okay, is it of Brian Kohlberger's apartment? No. Why would it be of Brian Kohlberger's apartment? Well, like his parking lot? No. Well, what is it of? It's from a random car that we found in the middle of the intersection of Stadium Way and, what? So you just picked up another random white vehicle? Well, of course. You guys, you cannot just pick up vehicles and just assign them to people. You cannot do that. I mean, you can, but it's never going to stick. And if it does, then who in the world is on the fucking jury? If I'm on that jury, how in the world are you just able to say that's Brian Kohlberger's car? Well, do you see him in the car? No. Okay, do you see his license plate? No. What? Well, first of all, then how do you even know that's his car? Well, because, okay, we took cell towers. What? What do you mean you took cell towers? Well, yeah, like his phone was on and then it was off. Okay. But it was on when it was hitting that tower at this time. And then like 5 minutes later, it's off after it hit a different tower and then just turns off. What? And so that's how you're saying that that's Brian's car. Well, yeah. What? Oh yeah, and then that car that we see here, that car then is the same car that shows up miraculously on Indian Hills. That's where it shows up at like 3:26 a.m. Wait, what? So how do you know that those are the two same cars? Well, because the FBI said it was between a 2011 and 2016. But the one that they identified here was a 2014 to 16. So isn't that like a different car then? Because it doesn't go all the way down to 2011, so it can't possibly, like, wait, this is how you're, what? Okay, well, what else? Well, then there was this girl that was inside the house. Now, she saw a guy that had bushy eyebrows. What? Yeah. And then there was a camera that can only see headlights. And it saw headlights at certain times. And well, then the other camera, well, we think it may have gotten something. And like this car's like circling. But then there's like a different camera on Malenta. And so is Brian Kohlberger in any of these shots? Do you see Brian? Do you see him in any of these videos? No. You don't? Well, no. So is there a license plate? No. Does Brian know any of these people? No. Did you go through their phones? Has he ever called any of them before? Has he ever private messaged any of them before? No. Did anybody pick out Brian in a lineup? No. Okay, what else? Well, then his phone was off. Okay. So we couldn't, like, he was totally concealing that he was there because his phone then turns back on and he's out in Blaine. What? What do you mean he's out in Blaine? Well, yeah, he's like at 4:46, he's out in Blaine. And it's like peeing off of a tower out in Blaine. What's peeing off of a tower in Blaine? His cell phone. Where's Blaine? Well, it's like over here. So what's that mean? Well, did you find any like murder weapons over there? Like, what do you mean? What the fuck? Well, then he makes this whole big loop and he's driving around. Well, how do you know? Did you see him on video? Do you have any video cameras out there? Well, no, but he's using his phone and his phone's hitting off these towers out there. Okay. And then what happens? Well, then the cell phone number. How did you get Brian's cell phone number? Well, because he had some tickets and he gave the cell phone. Well, how did you even get Brian's name? Because there was DNA left at the scene and we made a tree. What do you mean a tree? Well, yeah, we don't have to tell you guys about that. So we're not going to tell you anything about that. So anyways, we have, he's circling. He's just out circling and he comes back and it's at 5:28. And then we then look at another camera at 5:28 and we are able to see another white car that looks like suspect vehicle 1 has like all the same, like it just looks like it. And so that's suspect vehicle 1. And then there is, okay, so do you see this car then going to his house? No, he doesn't have a house. It's an apartment. Okay, to his apartment? No. You don't see this car. Where does it stop? I think the last time we were able to track it is on this camera here. So you don't see it on this camera, none of that. He's not seen on any of the cameras in Moscow. Okay. And how did you get to Brian Culver again? Okay, so then we put out a be on the lookout for a white Hyundai Elantra. And we told all of these, we just told everybody except for the public. We didn't tell the public yet. So we told everybody in law enforcement that we were looking for a white Hyundai Elantra because that's what we thought that we saw on the cameras. And then when did you do this? Well, like November 25th, I think. Yeah, we put that out. And so, well, do anybody that any of these girls know, do they have white Hyundai Elantras? Well, yeah, like a lot of them do. And you were able to like totally like, were they around that night? Oh yeah, they were like coming and going. They were coming and going. What? Well, yeah, they were like, Ubering and like partying at like the truck and like, yeah, of course they all live over there. Of course their cars were there. Okay, so let's get back to this whole, you put a be on the lookout for white Hyundai Elantras, but you don't tell the public? Yeah, we just told law enforcement. Then what happens? Then on November 29th, these two officers from WSU, they were like, I don't know, they just got a hair up their ass and they just started running inquiries and they came across Brian Kohlberger's car. What? Yeah, it was great. I couldn't even believe it. Like, these two officers, they don't even work together. They both found his vehicle like within 20 minutes of each other. It was perfect. And then the one guy realized, oh my God, look it, this is like a Pennsylvania plate, but now it's a Washington plate. And then like we just turned it right into Officer Payne, and then he just took it from there. And look, I mean, it's just great. How many white Elantras did you guys come across? I mean, like a ton. We had 10,000 tips. Oh, so did you go through all those? No. What do you mean? We found the car. Like, our officers at WSU found the car. Okay. And what about it? Did you then interview Brian? Did you ask him where he was? No. Did you look at the car? Did you look inside? Was there anything in there? What? No, I wasn't asked to do that. Explain to me how that's going to fly in the courtroom. What if prosecution doesn't call BF as a witness? The defense will. The defense is calling. Bethany. Isn't that enough? Got him. How did two WS security officers get two different plates 20 minutes apart from each other? I know. Okay, so let's back up. So then you looked at his, oh my God, then we looked at his driver's license and we were like, huh, he's got the bushiest brows you've ever seen. No way. So then did you show them to your eyewitness? Did you show like his picture to, what? No. What's up, Mike Joplin? So I'm just truly trying to think if I was sitting on, the jury, I'd be like, okay, his sheath, it has a DNA. But that's the only physical evidence. So this car, it should have a lot of blood in it. It doesn't have anything though. There's no hair, there's no nothing. You just have what? They have the wrong guy in the wrong car. So if the car doesn't match and you say, okay, that's not his car, how did he get, so then well, yeah, we had to have the murders totally not happen anytime after like 7:25 because he is in Blaine hitting off a tower. So we have to make sure that the murders cannot go past 4:25 because he's got to make it out to Blaine to be on a tower. But why didn't the murders happen at like 4 to 4:25? Like, what tells you that? Bethany and Dylan. What? Well, yeah. Huh. They were there. They were there and they didn't call 911? I know, but they were too scared. She was in a frozen state, shocked. Like, come on. What? Yeah. And she was like high and like drunk. And she's your eyewitness? Well, yeah, because like it didn't really hit her yet. So she can like remember that part. But then like Bethany started like saying off the wall stuff like that there was like multiple people and that they all came there and they were partying and then like she wasn't making any sense. So we totally didn't listen to a word Bethany was saying. What? Yeah, it was just, I don't know. Bethany always just, she just never makes any sense. She's a 4-point student, but she just doesn't, she wasn't making any sense. And nothing that she was saying made sense. So, but isn't she the one that said that Xana and like Ethan were at like a party all night? Well, yeah. So but that makes sense? Well, yeah, because like, 9 to like 1:45, like, yeah, she was barely fine. Oh, shit. Let's go, Christina. Member for 5 months. Woo, woo. I got 5 on it. Heather One Dimple. Woo, woo. Love it. Love it. Love it. Your channel. Love your channel, and everyone here. Evie, thank you. New member. S. Zena. Lollipop. Look at me like a lollipop. New Orleans lady member for 20 months. Oh my God. Good vibes. Hop on panel and give us your thoughts. Yeah. Member for 5 months. April. Renee. And then there he is. Go get him, William. You are welcome and thank you. Was having a bad day and then I caught Lana and I can't stop laughing. I love this channel. Thank you so much. You guys, wait, I'm not done though, but wait, so you totally just are dismissing what Bethany has to say? Well, yeah, because I don't know. I think she maybe popped an edible when she got home. I have no idea. But then she just totally went off the deep end when she got home. So like, I think maybe like used her for her like, I don't know, her phone to like place her there. Why? I don't know, because like she was there. And I guess like we just had to tell everybody that she was there. But like Bethany was talking about how like the DoorDash guy was here and she kept yelling up like, come get your fucking food. It smells. What? Yeah. But then like we couldn't smell any of the blood that was just seeping through the walls. But that DoorDash, that Jack in the Box, like it just reeked. But so she like just wasn't making any sense. So she said that she saw a bunch of people there and that she saw somebody with a couple people with black masks and just like wasn't making any sense because there was not a couple people, it was one person and he had bushy brows. So like she wasn't making any sense and she didn't hear anything. But then she wanted to call 911, she said, but then people told her not to, that everything was fine, and then she just went to bed. What? Yeah. Totally not making sense. See, told you. So that's why they went with me. My name's Dawn, and I just know that I saw bushy brows, and then the cops found him, and it's just like we went and got tattoos, and Bethany, poor thing, she thinks she's gonna get arrested if she comes into town. Don't know why. What? Well, yeah, I have no idea what she's doing or what she's into. Why would she get arrested? Oh my God, we were so threatened. Like, they thought we did this. Like, can you believe them? Like, they thought we did this. How could we do this? Like, we're girls. Like, come on. What? Oh my God, yeah. They were like, you ladies better start talking. Because you just sat in the house, nobody's calling 911. What are you guys doing? Cleaning up the scene. You guys are accessories. You guys are after the fact, before the fact. We are during the fact. We are the fact. What? Yeah. They were like, this is on us, or we need to start talking. And like, I asked for a lawyer like 10 times. That wasn't working. So then I just started like, telling them what they wanted to hear. Like, they had times, like they just knew things. Like they were just saying like, hey, have you ever seen a car like this before? And I couldn't even make out the car, so I didn't know what I was doing. You guys, what is going on? Brian's constitutional rights have been violated. No shit. Everybody's getting their constitutional rights violated. Who has rights anymore? You guys, how is this going to play out in court? Then they're going to say, wait a second. We're going to go ahead and play your interview here with Payne. Is that you? Yes. So you said these things? So you opened up your bedroom door and you said, you better shut the fuck up, you motherfuckers? I think so. Something like that. I was so pissed. I had the worst headache, and all they were doing is screaming, acting like fools, screaming so loud. And I was like, shut the fuck up. And they were just screaming. So yeah, I told them to shut the fuck up. I had the worst headache. They're always playing loud music. It's always a party. They always want to have people over, and I was pissed. I wanted to go to sleep. Oh, okay. So you did hear screaming. Well, yeah. And then crying. I don't know. Like they're fighting. Who knows? And I just thought it was another night of just, we've been having so many blowout fights lately. Like the cops are always coming there. Noise complaints. You guys know how noisy it is. Like you see all those noise complaints. But you heard crying. Did you go and see? No, I just wanted them to stop. And then they just stopped. So I was like, thank God. and then I could sleep. Wait, but this was before or after you saw a masked man? Ugh. Well, the Sigma Chi guys, they do that all the time. We always like try to scare each other. So it was just like, whatever. But I thought you were like in a frozen shock state. No, that's what they thought. They thought that because I didn't call 911. But I didn't call 911 because I didn't know to call 911. The noise had stopped. And I just went to bed. And I didn't wake up. I never wake up until like, I don't know, like 11 or noon. Like that's like a normal for me. I miss all my morning classes. It's just another day. Okay. So do you remember saying this? So you didn't leave your bedroom. You didn't get up 3 times. 3 times? No. Did you ever try to call them and ask them? So you heard someone crying? What are you talking about then? Like, what is all that? I didn't write this. This is not what I said to these officers. You heard my statements. I didn't know what was going on. I just wanted the noise to stop. What happens then when that starts going on? And then you get the officers up there and they're like, well, did you hear the girls? Or like, that's not what they were saying. You guys put this in a probable cause. And, you know, do you understand what is going on? Like, what the hell is going on? Listen, it was so quick, like an in and out type of thing. Okay, so it wouldn't have happened that long. So there's going to be none of this, like, you know, I could totally see Dylan saying that it was loud. She wanted them to stop. So that would be the thing, though. So you yell out so that the person would hear you that was killing people, and then they would think to themselves, "Oh God, who else is here? There's somebody else here." So you yell out, you see this person, and they don't kill you after they just kill 4 people. I never saw this, but I didn't see anybody. Well, they said that you saw somebody all clad in black. Yeah, like way earlier when like everybody was alive. What do you mean? Yeah, when they first got home, we were all outside in the back and we saw people in the back. Well, actually I didn't, but they took Murphy out. They said they saw who took Murphy out. Kaylee and Maddie. They saw the masked men. Then they come in talking about these masked men. That's where the masked men came from. And I saw them walk. And I think it was outside my window. So like when I saw them, I thought I saw them outside my window. But like that wasn't even the point of it. So you never gave a description of bushy eyebrows? Well, they asked me about the bush. Yes. I don't even know. I mean, do you know how fucked up I was that night? I couldn't even walk. I couldn't even drive. You weren't in a state, like, so, no, and you know what? I was on my phone until like 6 o'clock in the morning texting. So I don't even know what I was doing. I think somebody was using my phone because I was passed out, but my phone is just texting people. And then Snapchat. Did you Snapchat anybody? Well, we always Snapchat. Don't tell my boyfriend that though, because like he gets really pissed when I Snapchat other people. Yeah, I'm sure we Snapchat people. Like, well, why did you call people to come over? I don't think we called people to come over. I don't know. People just come over to our house. You don't understand. It's like people know our code. They just walk in. It's just a big free for all. Like, I don't know. I just have never moved into those places. It wasn't supposed to be like this. Like, what the fuck? Okay, so did you call 911? No, I didn't fucking call 911. We're not allowed to call 911. I'm a Pi-Fi. Like, we can't call 911. Excuse me? Like, yes, like, We are not allowed to call 911. We have to go to our sorority sister. It's in charge, and we tell them. And we're not. We will get in trouble. What? Well, yeah, we can't do that. It's against our codes. We are sworn to secrecy. Do you not understand the rules? The hell are you talking about, Dylan? What rules? Lana, can you be them in Anna the Healthy Voice? I feel you would kill it. Don't even know who that is, but send me a clip. I'm just over here like, how is this gonna? What is the jury gonna think? The jury is just gonna be like, that's why I didn't go to a. That's why I had to go to a grand jury. How well did you get along with your roommates? I barely knew them. I've known them for a year. We get along great. That's why we all live together. Okay. Why did Kaylee move out? I don't know. Was she paying rent still? I have no idea. I just paid my money. I didn't ask any questions. Who were you paying? I don't know. I did it all through Venmo. So did you ever sign, like, no, I took over someone's lease and I took their bed. So any DNA in that bed is totally not mine. It's probably someone else who was hooking up before I even got in that bed. I don't even remember washing my sheets last. So please, my boyfriend does, like, there's no, it's probably his DNA, but like if there's other people's DNA, it's totally not my fault. Because all of this stuff I bought from the last owner. Like this was her room. I bought it all. What? Yeah, I don't know. But that's where the DNA, any of this DNA. Okay. So you would pay Venmo. So did you sign anything to like be living here? I don't know. I was just subletting. Okay. Well, but then it was like, yeah, I mean, yeah, listen, I don't know. Do you do drugs? Well, yeah, I do drugs. Well, what kind of drugs? Did you do drugs that night? I think. Was this house known to be a drug house? Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. People party at our house. Okay, we're not druggies. Like, we're not like fiending for drugs. Have you ever sold any drugs? Why would people just come over to your house then? What would they do there? So there was always people at your house that you didn't know who they were. Exactly. That's what I was trying to tell the cops. We don't know when people. I'm a sophomore. I don't know these older classmates. Some of these people don't even go to college. They don't even go to our college. It was all the time. I didn't know these people. Like, they would just have parties and people just came, and then you're like a friend of a friend, and then like, I don't know. It's just like what it was. It was fine. Would you lock your bedroom door when there was a party? Well, yeah, you saw where my bedroom is. It's like right there. Like, my bedroom is right next to everything. Like, there's the kitchen right there. There's the living room where we always played our games, drinking games. It's all right there. Of course I locked my room. Okay. Did you lock your room when you went to bed that night? I remember. Well, I mean, I was getting up and down. Like, I kept opening up my door and closing my door. Were you closing it loudly? I screamed at this. I screamed for them to stop. This is going to be wild. Okay. They're going to be asking who all these people were dating, who they had in their bedrooms, who they were around. And when they're saying things like, I don't know who these people are, we're going to start showing you pictures. Who is this? Is this a party you were having? Who are these people in here? I don't know. Or this is who this is. This is who that is. when you had Kaylee as a +1 to your sorority thing that Friday. How was that planned? Was that pre-planned? When did you decide to do that? All of this is going to come out. Why? Because it's relevant. Because if you're Ann Taylor, this is all relevant. But all you need to get her saying is things like, I don't know. I don't know. And then it's like, oh, you don't know. I told the police that. So how does the prosecution prep 22-year-olds, 21, 20-year-olds? Like, you may be able to prep police officers to get on the stand, and they're well trained on how to handle questions and what to say. But these people, no, they're not. And it's not, you're not blaming anybody. That's why this needs to go away from. No one's blaming Dylan and no one's blaming Bethany. We're looking at the investigation, and that's how Ann's going to treat it. The PCA gives Brian a pretty good alibi, in my opinion. The PCA gives Brian. Sorry. Oh, that was funny. Yeah, both. How did you know that everybody was in their rooms? Did you go up and did you say goodnight? Did you kiss them goodnight? Give them a hug? How did you know that they were in their rooms? Well, I didn't know. I don't know. Like, they just weren't in the living room anymore. They weren't in the living room anymore. Could they have left? Well, I mean, I guess. Are they known to, like, leave? Well, yeah. Yeah, I mean, Kaylee could have walked over to Jack's, I guess. And has she done that before? Does she do that often? Well, yeah. Like, they're dating. And he'll come over. The people come over in the middle of the night. So she could have left. Well, yeah. So you don't know if they were in their rooms by 2. No, and I never said that. Why do all of your ex-roommates lift hella weights and look like, bodybuilders? I know, right? Prosecution never planned to use BF and DM. Then Ann Taylor said, we're going to subpoena her. And prosecution said, shit, we need to see a grand jury instead. 100. And they only had any interest in Bethany. And then Bethany, she's over here just like, wait, what's going on? Like, really, what's going on? Oh my God. And why does Bethany think she's going to get arrested? What? There was a deal that you cannot arrest her when she comes back to Idaho. The fuck? Why would she get arrested? Do you guys understand that? Bethany has like 2 lawyers. Please, with all respect, let's let him rest in peace until there's evidence to tie him to Idaho4. I think she means PACA. Yeah, the only reason I talk about his case is I keep it separate. Like, somebody shot a man, he's dead, and the police did it. Now, was it justified? Hello, guys, another police encounter, like, has nothing to do with the Idaho4 case, but holy shit, what is in the water? The prosecutor will impeach the roommates if they say anything different from their testimony at the grand jury. The oldest trick in the book. Take their testimony before they hire attorneys. Yes, exactly. But they didn't testify at the grand jury. I don't believe that Bethany and Dylan testified at the grand jury. So there is no grand jury testimony. But you can depose whoever the fuck you want. Right? They know something. This is effed up. Yeah, sure. Couldn't they charge BF and DM with failing to notify and charge for tampering with evidence? That's if you can prove it. That's if you can prove. And that's why Dave is so valuable and the Snapchat stuff is so valuable, because that would prove that, the digital evidence would prove that. You know, right now, Ann Taylor has every single report that was ever typed up and the audio to go with it. And what she's looking at is, okay, this, like, here's the report, here's the audio, you know, because you're going to look at the report and then you're going to like possibly see something that, you know, wait, what? Okay, let's go listen to that. Or you got someone that says, hey, we have to go through all this, you know, and we need people to listen to this. But you know how long that takes to do all of that? That's why I'm curious as to where this manpower is coming from, and going through all of that. Because you have to do these little tedious things to be able to say, okay, wait a second, Bethany said this. Why does this report say this? You know, and then you're going to go through all your reports and say, when they're like, okay, no, there was no, you know, I talked to her on the phone. It wasn't recorded. You know how many times they talked to Dr. Drake's wife through text messages and on the phone, and there's no record of it? How do I know that? Well, because in a report, or, you know, when she's being interviewed at different times, she's like, hey, yeah, remember when I called you yesterday? I told you blah, blah, blah. And you're just like, wait, what? Well, where's that date? You know, where is that? And like, what the hell's going on? And can get witnesses to flesh out what they saw and expose the truth or the lies. I thought Anne said something Bethany said in the grand jury was exculpatory evidence. I'm lost. We'll see. I don't know. There is no way that Bethany was there at the grand jury. There's no fucking way that Bethany was there at the grand jury. If Bethany's there at the grand jury, I'm going to buy 10 members a steak dinner. And I'm going to use my Venmo that I don't have. Never have I saw such backwards masked realities in a case. Exactly. And this is this is like a high profile case to the point of like, but see, nobody like is watching it like this. No, all you do is see what mainstream media puts out. Like, and that's where mainstream media, you're not helping anybody. You're not even helping your own channel. Your views suck. Your views suck so much that people watch me. Okay? There you go. So just report. Get some investigative journalists, some real investigative journalists. Correct. Totally agree. A big rat. Be smarter, people. Leslie, Atlanta, stop, girl, stop. Stop what? Stupid heart thing is blocking chat. Drugs. Atmos Potts agreed. That's why the secret grand jury. Xana's phone comment, Queen on Maddie page. I think it was code for it's done. I have no idea whose page she wrote Queen on. Would like to know where you heard that. Atlanta, Howard Bloom article said Dylan did give testimony at grand jury. Yeah, Dylan's part of Dylan's part of it. Like not part. Okay. Dylan's part of their case. Hence, yeah. But the person put Bethany. Bethany's not part of their case. Bethany she's the Clash. What Bethany said is not the same as what Dylan in the narrative is. So that's why Anne wanted to subpoena her, just like Enon Harsh. Enon Harsh got a golden ticket like Charlie in the Chocolate Factory. He got to take his happy ass down there. He didn't realize it was canceled. He shows up. The defense brought Enon. Nobody told him, hey, there is no There is no preliminary. But it would. I would think that Dylan would be, but she doesn't have to testify there. Curious, be interesting. I will send you the screenshot. Thank you, Angel. I thought Enon was joking about that. Oh no, that's for real. He wasn't joking, promise. I think I know exactly what that's going to be about. It's going to be about that you. So were you ever questioned? No. What do you mean? And then the whole, you saw this vehicle. I think it all went down about 3. When the phone calls to Jack's up, yeah, 252. 252. You're going to have to explain why these 2 girls are no longer using their phones at 252. Queen on Madeline Mayers? Madeline Mayers? Yeah, just send me that. 252, that's why I said. But that's why they had to get off of that. They had to get off of that time, though. Why? Well, because Brian's still at home. Because Brian's not there yet. Just like they fudged the shit with Dr. Moore's and Dr. Drake's stuff when this all happened. What time was it? Should be so simple. Dr. Drake was shot at what time? Well, what time did the wife call the police? We don't have that. What do you mean you don't have that? Well, it says that Tolson and Van Leeuwen, they said that she called the police, that she got off the phone and that she called the police. That's what they put in the PCA. So what time did she call? Well, that didn't happen. What? Well, then how do you write up a probable cause to arrest my client and you base it, that's what you're basing all of this crap off of? Yeah, about that. Just wild. Just wild. They both passed out and went to bed at the exact same second, apparently, Miss Potts said. Apparently. Explain the 252 time, please. I must have missed that. At 252, their phones stop making any outgoing calls, texts, calls. Both Maddie and Kaylee's phones stop at the same time. And they never make another outgoing command again. And they want us to believe that it's because they fell asleep. Well, we'll find out. This is why they don't say that they use Maddie and Kaylee's cell phones in anything to determine the time of the crime. Can I have a Bud Light with whipped cream? We're having happy hour. Any truth to a 911 call hang up at 3:01 a.m.? Probably. Shit, I have no idea. After I've seen this piece, what? No, I don't know. You were losing your point. Even in Xana time, loss wanted for weeks matters. Huh. Is there video of Dylan and Bethany anywhere? We really don't know what they're like yet. No? Yeah, we're not going to be seeing anything. Right. Yep, Anne's planning on calling them to testify. They're like, what? Well, yeah, because You guys, Thompson's just sitting there with like, here, he thinks that everything he has in front of him is legit. Well, little does he realize that it's not. But he will soon. He will. We don't even know that answer. Ew, that Bud Light and whipped cream, I just puked, said Mike Droppin. I was just kidding. Happy hour. Modelo. Summertime. Yep. You guys go through the PCA. Go through both. Go through all three of them. Limited facts in here. Limited facts backed by anything in here. But ISP found the sheath. Get the out of here. Cheers, guys. Cheers, guys. All right, guys. Well, that's going to wrap it up. Wrap it up. I can't wait to the hearing on the 18th, says Jesse. Gina's point will always be the cartel. Thank you. We don't even know that answer. Gina, thank you for all of your participation. You do get the participation award today for saying cartel 59 times. Cheers. I think jealousy and revenge has a lot to do with it, right? Along with drug dealing. I don't even know what to say. Enjoy that, Modelo. Thank you, Charlene. Another good one, Lana. Thanks. She knew Kaylee's ex, Jack D, so why she say they want to know who this Jack was? Oh, and by the way, fun fact as we close out. Jennifer Drake's husband, Dr. Drake, one of his good buddies, I don't know, he wrote a bunch of bad checks for like $210,000. But get this. They call him Bubba.
You said it's like Alabama.
I think it was like a Mississippi, Alabama thing, right? They call him Bubba. His name's, I don't know, like Timothy Craig. Like Tim Craig, like that's his name, Timothy Craig. And I was looking and I was like, what the fuck? His name's Bubba? I was like, that's interesting. Then I saw his email. Oh God, you guys aren't ready for this. These nuts in your mouth at Gmail. These nuts in your mouth 69 at Gmail. What? He's the guy that gave a $10,000 check to Brian. Brian told his wife, Jennifer, that he only got $6,000, so he hid $4,000 from Bubba, who he played football with or some shit like that. But Bubba, aka this, Timothy Craig, these nuts in your mouth 69 at Gmail. What? Well, they're just what? Strumming the guitar at a Christian event. You guys, he took these nuts in your mouth at Hotmail, Gmail, Yahoo. And I'm like, holy shit. What a perv. What an immature person. But what is wrong with people? These nuts in your mouth, 69. So, and then did you know that Dr. Drake, one of his patients, filed was about to file a lawsuit against him, and said there was a lawyer exchange. Like they wrote a letter saying, "Hey, do you want to try to settle this out of court?" These are all the things that he has done in the same year that they left Austin, Texas. Again, Austin, all these connects. Kaylee was going to Austin. Dr. Drake comes back from Austin. Kaylee was going to Austin. Maybe Dr. Drake and Kaylee were running off together to Austin. Just kidding. But just wow, right? But it's like, and there was like a settlement for $20,000. And Jennifer's asked about this. She's like, "What are you talking about?" I just died. I'm like, how do you not know this? Lana, can you and Bella read Howard B. article tonight live, please? Oh, I'm sure we can. Hey, Bella, do you want to read the new Howard B. article?
What? Howard Bloom? What article?
The Howard Bloom article. I guess he just dropped an article.
I have to hit him on the head.
Go ahead and hit him on the hip. Text Bloom and ask him what the hell he's writing about. Is it worth reading at, Kim? I still have it yet to read 2, 3, and 4. Go on over to Bella's page. She just read them all. You can just listen to them. Who is Howard, though? He's a writer. He's writing a book. He's writing a book on the whole case. So, chat wants you to read the Howard.
The new Howard?
The new Howard Stern. Just kidding. Oh, God. What the hell is wrong with people? These nuts in your mouth, 69. Make sure you email me there while I am writing my $210,000 worth of bad checks over to these people. $250,000 in bad checks? What? Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Who even writes bad checks?
I mean, $250,000? Yeah. Michael says, that's interesting because he talked like Brian is guilty. So what's he saying now, that Brian's not guilty? You have all these flipper floppers. How about just report the facts? And you don't have to ever claim what you think somebody is.
I don't think it's flippy floppy. You can just go with everything. Things come out. It's a fluid case.
It's a fluid case.
It is. It's just,
It sounds like you're talking about someone's sexuality. They're fluid.
Oh my God, never.
They're fluid. I said, what? What do you mean they're fluid? Well, that just means that,
Not flippy floppy.
They just
go
can-
with facts.
they just do whatever. I was like, that's what that means? Doctors who don't keep patient records write bad checks. Brian is guilty of driving a white Elantra, guys. I just want to know how these jurors are going to feel about everything. Like, you just skipped over a ton of people, to get to Brian. No, we didn't. We have his DNA. Duh. Okay. That's right. Again, I want to thank all the mods. You guys rock. Sure, Kim, you won your wish. I have Bella read this. I have no idea what it says. We'll have Bella read it for us, though. Bella, start prepping your voice.
I never need to. It's always on point.
Okay, perfect. 10 o'clock. See you there. Bella can read us the Howard Bloom article. Better be good, guys. What I would give to be on that jury. Right, Meredith? Who is going to get the golden tickets,
You better be unbiased if you're going to be on that jury.
Who? Thanks, Lana, Mod, subs, members, and everyone. Aw. Man, it's part 5. It's good in my opinion. A little new info to me, says Kim. Perfect. Yay. Thank you, Bella, says Kelly. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Kelly.
All right, part 5. Catch us at 10. In the meantime, keep being kind to one another. Throw your thumbs up, thumbs down, do something. Make yourself known. And we'll let Bella bring it home at 10. So until next time. Peace. Again, thank you, mods. Thank you, everyone, for your super stickers and donations. April, thank you so much. War Eagle, for real, dropping 5 on it. Thank you. Again, Tony and all the new members. Anyone out there that bought a membership for somebody, way to pay it forward. You guys rock. Keep it rocking. See you next time.